There's a couple of differences here. The main difference is going to be the height of Viktor Postol. He's going to have about 3 inches in advantage there.
And certainly most impressively against Lucas Matisse, whom he forced to quit. Can he do the same with someone as skilled as Bud Crawford?
Well, again, Postal has the advantage at reach 3 inches, and Crawford's going to have to maneuver and deal with that. Crawford starts out as an orthodox fighter here right now, but even that, he's got his right shoulder forward a little bit, so you never know when he's going to switch. Their idea is to try to catch him in the switch. Crawford, of course, has his name in the front. He's got the green trunks with kind of the gold lettering and his logo down the side, and the blue and a little bit of red on his trunks is Viktor Postol. Here we go to round 2. This is scheduled for 12. Colonel Bob Sheridan, Rich Marotta, Christina Poncha here. Hope you're enjoying it wherever you're watching around the world. This promises to be a real good fight before it's all said and done.
Postal does have that old style stance of the Eastern European fighters. Straight up, hands held high, looking to jab to set things up.
Crawford southpaw to start this round here.
Yeah. Crawford fought half of the first round right-handed, then switched to southpaw. Now, sometimes he'll stay southpaw like this the rest of the way. He can do that. But I've noticed more and more in the last few fights that he's spending more time as a southpaw.
Well, he feels in there. He's got the feel of it. It's not a thing where they're going to give him instructions on that in the corner. He knows what's working and what feels good and what feels right in there.
Crawford, see that right foot to the outside. That means he can get his leverage with his left hand down the middle. The Postal touches him to the body with the jab, gets his combination.
I think part of his plan was to kind of show people I can come out here and box too.
Well, he certainly can box. There's no question about that. And so far, he's up by 2. So, boy, your observation is right on the mark. Trying to execute is a different kettle of fish,
exactly.
Huh?
He may have to do something a little more unorthodox, like maybe grabbing Terence and throwing him into the corner.
That's something that frustration might set in a little bit later. Right now, not a lot of punches being landed. Is Postal trying to get in position and throw a punch, and Crawford loaded up that left hook and as he was spinning it. Yeah, here he is with that, shorter reach, and he's doing a good job getting to the body of Postal.
It's frustrating him a little bit because Postal, like you said, can't get inside.
And his jab, which is, everybody talks about, is, it's there. Whoop. Tony, that was one of those times the guy turned his back on him, and you shouldn't. And Crawford was just he's not a dirty fighter at all by any way, shape, or manner. And Postal turned his back on him, and Crawford was in the position of throwing the punch. A little exchange. Crawford sticks his tongue out, walked into a right hand.
Yeah, Postal starting to get in punching range here.
Landed more punches in this round than any other round. But Crawford dictated it, with the exception of that last 20 seconds. It was a Crawford round. Now let's see if he can execute it. Nothing wrong with Freddie's instructions, but it's like Rich was saying, it'd be better if he cut him off. Yeah, it would be. Try to do it. Try to land that jab, which he's so famous for.
Well, I think he wants him to at least throw it out there with some bad intentions instead of throwing a lazy jab.
Oh, yeah. Well, you pointed out, Rich, too, he's the typical old-style Eastern European fighter with the hands real high and kind of almost a jab up in the air like that. Instead of snapping it out was what Freddie wants.
Kind of paused that jab hand out there, but no, I haven't really seen many body shots yet from Crawford, and I like to see him try to get inside more. Oh, there's a good left.
Pretty good counter punch there, too, that Crawford got hit by.
Yep. That right hand counter by Postal. Postal there through the left jab, and then that right uppercut. Look at Postal's face. Look at
Well, there's going to be more flurries like this throughout the course of this fight. Neither one of these guys are going easy.
Oh.
Everything that Crawford does, the crowd kind of goes nuts because there's about 2 or 3 sections that are strictly Omaha people, and you can hear them cheering. There's the long looping hand. Every time Crawford does something well, the crowd either comes to its feet or gets real excited. At the Hall of Fame ceremonies a couple of weeks ago, and he just enjoys himself.
It's a knockdown.
That's going to be scored as a knockdown because his knee touched. And Postal is really annoyed with that.
You know, gets more and more confident in his abilities. That side of him will come out.
Wait, people say, you know what? That he doesn't talk a lot of trash.
Oh, what a great counterpunch. He touches the canvas again.
Yep.
That's another knockdown. And Tony right on it. His gloves definitely hit the canvas. The canvas is what happened.
Now the second knockdown, there was a real punch here.
Counter.
See that left? See that left? Now that gets him going. He goes across just the bare touch of a glove. The first knockdown was just a little cuffing shot, but the second one, there's going to be a real punch. You saw it, that left hand. But that was a beautiful left that started it all. Don't be misled. I mean, there was a real good shot that got it all going.
It was so fast. I need to see the replay on that.
You people might think that that's picayune by the referee, but that's not his call. His proper call is anything but the soles of your feet touch the canvas. It is a knockdown.
Doesn't matter how quickly you get up.
Or the fact it was just your hands or just your knee. So this is a huge round for Crawford now.
If the judges choose to score at 10-7, which they normally would with a 2 knockdown round, but keep in mind the fact that those were both very much flash knockdowns where only his glove really touched the canvas.
The first one he pointed like his hand went down. Don't miss that.
So Crawford, with all that said and done, if it's a 10-7 round, it's a 50-43 on my score sheet with 5 in the books. This is round 6. Hard shot by Postal, one of his better punches of the fight.
Postal just has not hit him enough to slow him down at all.
There's one of those slick things again. He feinted in. Slick movement there. Pull that left shoulder back and cracked him with the right hand. And those are the slick things he does. And when it's time to exchange, it seems like it's always Crawford getting off first. And as I say that, of course, Postal does it first. Very interesting. Big difference in the scoring in this fight is that if, in fact, the judges gave it a 10-7 round in the 5th, and if possibly anybody could have scored a couple of the rounds, the first couple of rounds that were fairly close, not much between them at all.
Brian Bomac McIntyre's put together. I think they're doing a great job. They're doing what they need to do to win these rounds. I mean, much has been said about, Freddie Roach in the other corner, but you got to give Team Crawford some credit in their preparation. They're frustrating Postal.
He'll take a couple of bounces right and then boom, right back the other way. Or he'll step with his left foot behind him. Then he'll plant like he just did then. Let off the punches. There's no way you can give the Iceman that round. See, try to do things. Look at this. Look at this, Rich. Boom.
That's just great work. I mean, what can you say? That's just brilliant fighting.
Oh.
He was leaning back, and then Postal lures Postal into leaning forward.
You get clipped again.
It was almost one of those flash knockdowns. His glove barely stayed off the canvas.
You better start before the bell rings if you fight Terence Crawford.
Figure out where he can attack. That hand goes up in the air. He'll come downstairs with the body just like that.
Yep.
Oh, cracked him with a hard left hand. Off balance again.
But then later on in the round, as you can see, that is actually behind the head. He cuffed him behind the head. He needs a little more of that.
Well, that's what Freddie wants him to try to land, but again, easier said than done. They were a little split by that left eye. Can't tell if Postal's left eye might have, I guess not. And those first 4 rounds were very close, and there wasn't a lot between the two of them.
Even the first one was kind of tough.
Yeah. So if you gave a couple of those rounds to Postal, it's insignificant at this stage. And I wouldn't find any fault with giving a couple of the first 4 rounds to Postal. It's just not the way I scored. I hate to say this, Rich, but I've scored more fights than all 3 of the official judges combined. But the official judges.
Their scores matter.
Exactly.
Now the fans are a little frustrated here.
Yeah, this is not the type of action that we expected in this fight, but we didn't expect that Crawford would be so dominant in this fight. He's picking his shots, but his defense has, been sensational in this fight. We're in the 9th round, mostly Crawford, but Crawford not doing much in the 9th round whatsoever, except continuing to move and frustrating our friend from the Ukraine.
Well, and after watching 8 rounds and going to the 9th now, this is the 1 versus 2. It seems like Terence Crawford is just widening the gap about how close Postal is in that number 2 spot.
And that time the legs did start to go at Postal. But even if we change that to a 2-point difference and you gave him a couple of the first 4 rounds, Crawford has definitely done everything from 6, 7, 8, 9. Plus he won the 5th round by at least 2 points. So
that plan B has never come out.
Well, he had the plan B where he wanted a lot more right hands. He tried to throw him and he gets counterpunched by Crawford. Look at that. There's a straight left right down the middle on the right-handed fighter. The right hook, the straight left jab again. All these are, these are fairly heavy punches. He didn't just move around to get away, so therefore I don't see him as running.
Question is he doing enough that would stamp him as...
Go ahead, Rich, with that thought.
As somebody to fight Manny Pacquiao in November.
Our principals, 2 champions. One is going to lose his title tonight. And right now it looks like Terence Crawford is going to pick that up. Right now, in the 11th round. It's been all Crawford in my score sheet. Nobody has really been seriously shaken in the fight. Right, he's able to score at will with the right hand.
He just lures you in on him, and he gets you to stick your chin out.
Oh, and he's in the zone. He's in the zone right now.
I mean, don't forget his right hand is his jabbing hand, but I mean, this guy, for all practical purposes, can fight as a right-handed fighter too, so he's got plenty of power in his right hand. He hasn't had many uncomfortable moments in this one. He get clipped by a decent right hand.
Yeah.
And you got to be careful when he turns his back because now time has been called out. He's going to take a point away for hitting in the back of the head, and he should. It's a very, very dangerous thing. It's academic anyway. So this is going to turn out to be another 10-8 round. And this is the 12th and final round. The only way Postol can win this, Postol needs a knockout.
He came
He's
right
going for it.
Yeah, he landed left and a right.
And he's furious about the point going away, and so is Freddie in the corner. I understand, but you got to follow the rules all the way. You can see an adrenaline flow for Postal because Freddie had told him, you got to knock this guy out now.
Maybe too little, too late.
Yeah, but he should have fought at this pace.
Exactly.
Before this. You leave yourself 1 round to get it done.
But see, he's kind of waltzes into his guy. And here he is. Postal's going for knock. And Crawford knows how to get out of there.
And Chavez Jr. almost pulled it off against Sergio Martinez when he lost every round practically.
And Chavez Sr., he had a very controversial win when Richard Steele stopped the fight. Although to this day, if you see Meldrick Taylor, we know that was right. Postal is into this thing now. He caught Crawford with a good right hand. But he's backing off. There's only about a minute to go in this fight.
Now Crawford saying, come on, I'll fight you. So fight him.
Crawford doesn't have to do this. Oh, he hit him right in the button with a hard shot on the inside with that right hand. Now Crawford wants to make a point right now. This is the type of fight we thought we'd see all along. This has been a brilliant fight for Crawford, no matter what anybody says. This is a brilliant fight. He nails him, almost dropped him. And that's it, it's all over. Look at the smile on his face. You said almost every round, Christina, I got to win in every round.